Hello, the Pioneer viewers. How are you doing? I hope you're healthy and well. As the Pioneer team, we continue to bring you developments regarding the Russia-Ukraine war. In the past days, Ukrainian armed forces units have carried out a very critical operations. As a result of the attacks of the Ukrainian armed forces on the Crimean peninsula, many points belonging to the Russian army were hit. At the same time, after these attacks, quite remarkable allegations about the Russian Chief of General Staff were on the agenda. These allegations are still not confirmed. However, it was confirmed that there was a Russian commander destroyed during these attacks. According to reports, the senior Russian colonel was present when the Ukrainian armed forces hit a command center during their attacks on the Crimean peninsula. The Russian army suffered heavy losses in the very short period of time during the Ukrainian offensive on the Crimean peninsula. So, what are the developments regarding the Russian commander destroyed in the Crimean peninsula? Let's take a look at the developments together. As the Pioneer team, we continue to bring the Ukrainian-Russian war to your screens. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so as not to miss our daily map reports and reports on the agenda. I also read all the comments you're making on our videos. Please don't forget to express your opinion about our content in the comments. Thank you for your nice comments. Let's start if you're ready. The Pioneer reports. As we reported, Russian sources had confirmed that the Russian commander was destroyed by the Ukrainian strikes. According to reports, Colonel Vadim Navilovich Islamikov was the Russian commander destroyed in the Russian armed forces attacks on the Crimean peninsula. Ismagilov, the commander of the 3rd Signal Intelligence, was based in the command center near Sevastopol, which was hit by the Ukrainian military. There is a very striking detail about the Ismagilov. According to reports, Ismagilov was of a great importance for the Russian army, especially for the Crimean Peninsula, because almost all of their air defense units in the region were under Ismagilov's control. So much so that Ismagilov was referred to as the eye of the air defense units. Ukrainian sources made the following statement on the subject. The elimination of Ismagilov means the destruction of the command post of the Russian Air Force and shows that despite the collection of the latest vehicles, radars, anti-missile systems, the Russian Air Force cannot even protect itself. The success of the winged missile of the Ukrainian aviation has once again become obvious. Interesting comments about the Ismagilov are also found in the Russian sources. Last year, Russian Major General Pavel Zhilovoi made the following statements about the importance of Ismagilov. Without the radio engineering regiment commanded by Colonel Vadim Ismagilov, it would be impossible to successfully solve the tasks set by the command. Figuratively speaking, this regiment is the eye and the ears of our units. Its units detect enemy targets, guide them, and provide data to anti-aircraft missile regiments of our division. The aviation forces of the Southern District and the air defense forces. In addition, these entire air defense forces of the Black Sea Fleet and other structures also benefit from the information provided by Ismagilov's regiment. It can be said that they were the first to enter into the battle with the enemy, and the outcome of the air was largely depends on them. Obviously, the major loss of the Russian armed forces will have a very bad impact on the current situation on the Crimean Peninsula. Information from the Russian sources also confirms this. We can talk about the possibility that the Russian army is almost blinded in the region. This is a great opportunity for the Ukrainian army. As you will recall, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has repeatedly stated the main target of the Ukrainian armed forces will definitely be the Crimean Peninsula. Work is also continuing for this. In the coming days, there is a high probability that more targets on the Crimean Peninsula will be hit by the missiles and drones of the Ukrainian army. Another issue is the upcoming mud season in Ukraine. According to the meteorological reports, the mud season in Ukraine is about 3 weeks away. The situation that will arise with the onset of the heavy rains will reveal a great disadvantage for the both sides. However, we can talk about a greater disadvantage for the Russian army because the Russian army is currently in an offensive position. We saw a similar situation last year. The Russian army lost a great deal of power with the beginning of the mud season, because the most important thing during the attacks of the Russian army is armored vehicle and tanks. However, the mud season greatly affects the mobility of these vehicles. Recently, international military research organizations shared reports that attracted considerable attention. In these reports, the following statements were used on the subject. Challenging days are coming for both sides. The Russian army must keep its hand fast in order to seize a few more positions. However, there is currently no prospect of what is happening. Although the Russian army has made some limited tactical gains, they are not significant for the future of the war. The Russian army needs to move quickly and mechanized. However, they are not in such a situation at the moment. A planned and rapid offensive against Ukraine could bring success to the Russian army. However, according to the latest reports, they don't have the resources to do so. It seems that the Ukrainian army has a very important chance in the front of it. If the Ukrainian army targets important points belonging to the Russian army during the mud season, a breach may open in the Russian positions. This could give the Ukrainian armed forces a chance to advance after the mud season. Another issue is related to the attacks within the borders of the Russian Federation. In the past days, we talked about the attacks within the borders of the Russian Federation. Russia was once again shaken by attacks. According to reports, an unidentified unmanned aerial vehicle flew over about 400 kilometers within the borders of the Russian Federation. Russian air defense systems could not detect this drone. According to reports, the unidentified drone hit an aircraft repair factory in Nardonaya in Voronezh. According to reports, this aircraft repair factory was repairing military equipment of the Russian Defense Ministry. Local sources claim that the damage to the factory was extensive. However, no official statements has been received from the Russian sources so far. We have often stated in our previous reports, if the Russian sources remain silent about a subject, the allegations about the subject usually turns out to be true. Therefore, it would not be wrong to say that the Russian army and the Russian economy have once again been shaken by the heavy blow. In addition, the security weaknesses of the Russian air defense systems has once again been revealed. How do you think the destruction of the Russian Control will affect the front line? Do you think the air defense capabilities of the Russian army on the Crimean peninsula will be weakened? Do you think the Russian army will be successful during the mud season? Do you think drone strikes against the Russian Federation are effective? Do you think the unidentified drone belongs to the Ukrainian army? Let me know in the comments. You know that I read and I care about all your comments.